No worries. Have a great day.
What's this? What's this?
Yeah, have you heard about Amnesty International before?
I tell you what, I'll let you go first, and then I'll give you some awareness too.
Okay, cool.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
go.
For Amnesty, we just focus on human rights all around the world. My
Okay.
favorite part is that we don't take money from like governments, corporations, or religious groups. That way we can stay unbiased and fight for everyone. Also hold everyone accountable in the same way. Of course, there's a lot to work on nowadays.
Always.
Within the U.S., I have been really talking about like gun violence and ICE detention centers. Which one would you care to chat about?
So I talk with the individual, I think, once a day about the gun violence on that side.
Okay.
Do you,
I
well,
think they might be a
actually it's on
different group,
17.
Like in the purple vest, I want to say.
Yeah.
So I think they're a different group. I haven't heard quite what they're doing for it.
Okay,
But yeah, I'm sure you're aware of this situation at this point.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Right?
I think everyone in America is at this point.
Right.
So what Amnesty is specifically doing to try to fight this is federally trying to pass the Break the Cycle of Violence Act. Have you heard about that one?
No, never heard of it.
It's super exciting.
Okay.
So essentially, we just want to invest like $5 billion to fund community violence intervention and prevention programs.
Okay.
Really dope example. We did this one up in Boston. All they did was just interact with the community, law enforcement, identify some people that could be at risk for engaging in gun violence. Those individuals got invited to in-person meetings and offered like benefits, services, and job training.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you determine if someone's at risk?
So I think by talking to like one community members, we really try to source like people from that community, maybe that have been in that scene before, and be like, oh hey, like I know my nephew or one of his friends is coming up, or this girl out there.
Yeah, I gotta make a new
hanging
shirt.
around people that may have already
Yeah.
engaged. Just kind of letting us know, that way we can hopefully give them resources and alternatives before they really commit to that kind of lifestyle. And with that one, and especially law enforcement, we're like, hey, who's on your radar, so we can get to them before you do.
Right, all day.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course. So it doesn't have to end up in a bad situation.
Exactly. And with that program specifically, it decreased their youth murder rate by 61%, which I think is a pretty good thing. We should be investing in.
Yeah, it's not bad.
There's a lot of other types of like community violence intervention and prevention programs. Also like community call-ins, where maybe somebody that has experience or committed gun violence in their past life or in their life before.
Right.
Is talking to kids now and being like, hey.
About to say past life.
I know, for real. They've been reborn. And just really trying to teach them what they can say and do to promote peace, de-escalate situations. And that's one thing I really like. I don't think taking guns away would solve the issue. I think next thing you know, people would be out here with like chainsaws or something.
Yeah,
crazier.
knives.
I know. How
That's
it is
what
in
the UK is doing. Yeah.
That's terrifying.
So they traded, I guess, but in the end, the knife is still safer than the gun.
Exactly,
So.
but they're also not really addressing like the root cause, which I know we try to say we want to end gun violence. It might be a little unrealistic, but at least if we can mitigate it, make sure less violence is at least happening to any of these kids.
Absolutely.
Another one I'm really passionate about is Ethan's Law. That's been passed in 24 states already. That just says if you have kids or anyone experiencing mental health issues in the house, you gotta safely and securely store your gun.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, I think you should do that regardless. There should be a law against like leaving a gun out anyways.
I mean, bare minimum.
Accidents happen all the freaking time with those things, you know?
Exactly. And Ethan's Law really only happened because Ethan was the kid that this happened to.
Right.
He was at his friend's house, got into his friend's father's gun.
I heard
his mom
about it.
was livid. She's like, what can we do? And the government was like, I don't know, there's no law.
Right.
So now we just want to make that a federal thing, because bare minimum, you should be protecting these kids.
I'm 100%
like
behind that one, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So that's what we're pushing for federally. Really, the reason I like to talk about gun violence, I feel like at this point we're all kind of hopeless about it.
Yeah.
We've seen our government, lawmakers aren't really going to do anything to protect our most basic rights.
And a good question would be, what would you do about like the ones who are, I guess, able to have guns or whatnot, like law enforcement, people with permits and stuff like that? Like anybody can still become a crazy person with a gun, which is still just scary.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, would you personally be in favor of like a confiscation, or would you be in favor of like a buyback or something like that? Yeah.
I don't know. I think that is kind of where it gets tricky. 'Cause, I mean, for the Second Amendment, people are.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but Second Amendment, second of bull crap.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
like
I mean,
people are just shooting
against
each
the
other.
government with just
You know?
like AKs. We do want to also, on a federal level, have background checks mandatory across all 50 states.
Yeah.
And an assault weapons ban.
Okay.
We are definitely pushing. We don't need militarized equipment.
Right.
Just in like somebody's, out in the country even. You don't need that to kill some deer. You can probably do that with a regular gun.
You could do that with a crossbow.
Exactly.
You know? But yeah, I hear you on that. So like I said, with the people on 17th, I've already subscribed and I'm paying them.
Okay. What are they doing?
It's the same exact thing, except for they're not. I don't think they're federally pushing it. I think they're pushing it for state.
Okay.
So there's a difference there.
But we're also looking for the monthly members.
Really?
But if we can get this done federally, then of course it would be affected not only in Colorado, but all states as well.
It'll be a tax, right? If you do it federally. Yeah.
So if you ever want to travel to, say, Texas or something, you at least know people are getting background checks before they're going to gun shows and buying everything up.
Yeah, good. And once again, it's not like the gun is bad, but people change. They change. They might have a bad day or whatever.
Or even
disgruntled employees.
Last year, I'm sure you heard about that kid walking up to the wrong neighbor's house and the neighbor just
exactly right.
Everything's so tense right now. If we can at least get hopefully some more restrictions, less dangerous guns, or just all the mass shootings we can have.
I'm thinking confiscation. I'm thinking it's something like that has to take place, because what you're going to have is people, like you said, hiding from the Second Amendment, but then those bad actors catching on and okay, me too.
Yeah.
I just want to go shoot stuff up.
Right.
But I want my
even
rights.
Ghost guns where people are building them on 3D printers and stuff.
Oh yeah, exactly. And then if you have them in pieces, the cops can't do anything.
Exactly.
But if you have it put together, then I guess they can say you're trying to distribute or whatever.
That's why I think really trying to focus on healing communities could be the most effective thing. Because if more people have job opportunities, job training skills, or even mental health resources.
Something to lose.
Exactly.
And I don't think that there's one person on the planet that's 100% mentally healthy, right? Especially in living. I was going to say that, especially in living in this day and age. So, with that said, there has to be some sort of regulation on these weapons, that are designed to kill. But yeah, I'm with that. I understand.
So what was your name?
Chris.
Chris, nice to meet you. I'm Tay.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you too.
What are you doing out here
So
today?
yeah, I'm talking about Pepsi.
Okay.
I'm talking about the carcinogens involved with one bottle of Pepsi.
Yes.
Okay.
I am so on board there.
Right. So I haven't seen many people, out here talking about the harmful effects of beverages and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So I just want to come out here and I live 3 blocks away, for a couple hours a week, and pester people. Most people are just going to walk past, but pester them about the type of stuff that you're putting inside of your body.
And FDA is so unregulated.
And not only that, the Pepsi, the corporate, they pay people, they pay institutions like the FDA and things like that to, keep things hush hush.
But here's a summer house. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly.
You just probably shouldn't drink the Pepsi.
So last year they made $63 billion. I don't know if you know, but it was millions and millions of people that are diagnosed with diabetes a year. Well, a day, but it's not millions a day. It's only 100 or so a day. But
still.
Yeah, exactly. Times that by 365, and but yeah. So let me think here. I'll drop a couple of them. So I like to call it the TKO, like boxing. Okay. So you got tooth decay, you got kidney failure, and you got obesity.
Yeah.
With the obesity, you got things that lead into, excess weight gain, heart disease, and reproductive problems. So yeah. So one bottle of Pepsi is 240,000 micro or nanoplastics you're putting inside.
I was working with an environmental charity before, other part of our company does with Greenpeace. We're up to a credit card's worth of microplastics per week here in America.
I can't believe you were.
And we've been trying to lobby Pepsi and Coke and all them to do something.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything about it. So the best thing is education, just like you guys. The best thing is just educating each other. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to be the doomer or anything like that, but if it does continue, then the climate crisis isn't going to be much of an issue, because you're going to be a walking plastic bottle. You know what I'm saying?
No, in the next 20 years, think of how much plastic babies are already being born with microplastics in them.
100%. Yep.
It's gonna be I don't know, robots, but plastic.
That's it, plastic people. That's what I call them. and it's not the good plastic like surgery. It's like horrible plastic, you know, like. But yeah, I'm glad that we got some people doing this. Now you're getting paid to do it. I hope that that works out for you, because a lot of people don't.
This for passion?
Yeah, so it's a passion, but also I'm pre-diabetic. My grandpa worked for Pepsi when I was little, and that's all I did was drink Pepsi. That's all I did was just the cans, the bottles, whatever, the glass.
My family's big. They have like 4 different boxes of soda in there at all times.
It makes you happy until you start to become dependent on the caffeine. Then if you don't have it, you're pissed off. You know what I mean?
The sugar, it's like 138% of your daily sugar intake.
That's it. It's so that's one bottle.
Yep.
So people drink 2 bottles plus a Monster. People drink, plus a Rockstar or something.
My boyfriend's a type 1 diabetic. He takes it to make his blood sugar go back up.
Yeah, that's it.
Consuming all this sugar and this caffeine, that like he's having a hard time switching from Pepsi to apple juice or whatever.
It's hurting you, exactly. And then that's the last thing I'll say is it's among the top worst things to drink. So it's you got soda, you have the carbonated, caffeinated energy drinks, and then fruit juice. So you're switching from Pepsi, which is to another one that's gonna mess you up.
Well, because let's see, we always have to look at the brand, because like Minute Maid, their added sugar, again, it's like 120% of your daily intake. I think we buy Mott's apple juice because it has no added sugar.
Wow.
But it's just crazy, even across like our foods and everything. Like trying to eat healthy is like, one, it's way more expensive, also super inaccessible, or even just trying to drink anything. Even our waters aren't even that safe. I saw some rating of all these different waters, and like the Essentia one that's supposed to be like alkaline or whatever was like 10 out of 100 points. I was like, okay.
Well, I'm putting it inside of a bottle, right? Yeah. And then the bottle has the carcinogens that release into the water, and there you go.
It's a great system. They have it figured out.
but here's our system. So we were talking about mental health, right?
Yeah.
So getting off of the bad drinks and the bad diet is going to be good for your mental health. So when you do have a weapon, you don't snap and go postal.
One hand instead of a Pepsi, you might not do the crime. Maybe.
That's it. So it was nice talking with you. I appreciate it.
I know
Thank
you
you.
already signed up with the other group.
Could
I get you started on our minimum today? Give you the next 4 weeks to go home and check out which one you want to keep investing in, since we are a monthly subscription.
Yeah, the ones I'm with is monthly. So I think it's $9 or so a month.
Okay.
It's like 70 something cents or something a day or something like that.
I will say our minimum to start out here is like 15. But if you can swing that today, you have the next like 4 weeks to decide if you maybe can do both of us, or decide which your favorite one is.
Do you take all of it's a good good mission.
Absolutely.
Do you take like cash donations or whatnot?
Unfortunately, no, just for the transparency aspect. I would never, but I could hit Taco Bell for lunch with your money.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Could you take a tip or whatnot?
Unfortunately, no. Since we get paid on the hour, we don't really rely on like commission or different things like that.
What? So they wouldn't allow me to give you like a $20 bill to say thank you for doing what you're doing?
Unfortunately, no. But I appreciate the sentiment.
Okay.
Also, definitely invited if you're ever be interested in doing stuff like this. It is on an hourly basis. We do have daily bonuses. But you seem like you're really good at talking to people, passionate.
Oh, for sure.
We also do more of an environmental organization as well, if that'd be more your jam.
Yeah, that'd definitely be more my jam there. So is there like a website I can go to? Or?
Absolutely. So our fundraising company is different than Amnesty. We're the third-party company that they employ to do the canvassing. But if you go on Indeed and check out Public Outreach, that's our group. If you apply, we'll get you into an interview ASAP. Okay. And then I think it says on there our office is in Inglewood. It's actually in like Rhino. No.
Okay. Yeah, not too far.
No.
All right. Yeah, so I'll do that. You said Indeed and what?
Public Outreach.
Public Outreach. Okay. Yeah, for sure. I'll be able to do that. And I can't give you guys like no money or nothing like that.
That's okay. You gave me a good conversation, and you also gave me information, so I appreciate you. Yeah, it was a good way to start.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Yep, I appreciate it. Yeah, you too.